For thousands of years, almost all clothing worn by Egyptians was made of linen from flax, right? That we've talked about, that was grown in the Nile Valley. And this fabric is suited to the hot climate because it is just so cool and airy. Clothes were very simple in shape with minimal cutting of the cloth, right? We've talked about that drape construction, right? And men traditionally wore clothing that was wrapped around the hips, which hung in folds, and women wore sheath like dresses that often had detachable sleeves. The silhouettes of garments were really influenced by two key factors. So the fineness and finish of the linen, right? So either left in its natural, wrinkled, crumpled state that linen gets after you wash it, or arranged in really crisp pleats. So, in addition to the styling and the silhouettes, there was a lot of decoration. There was the use of decorative collars and belts and earrings and bracelets, a lot of gold. And these accessories were really rich in color and texture. So let's take a look at this dress on the left. This is actually a dress from Egypt. It is from about 2400 BCE, and it has over 3,000 beads that it is constructed of. And if you look at this dress, it really is very contemporary and something that you could expect to find in many high-end stores worn by many fancy people. Now let's look at this image on the right. This is a depiction of King Tut and his wife, and look at their ensembles. Right, they are very elaborate. Egyptians were known for, especially Egyptian royalty, for wearing wigs. So wigs ain't new either, but I love this picture because it's so intricate and it shows all the gold jewelry they wore and how ornate they dressed. So next, let's look at this image of a Egyptian in ceremonial dress. Again, wearing a dyed wig, heavily cold eyes, bracelets. Oftentimes they had anklets that match and a beaded dress. So you see this theme throughout Egyptian culture, the ostentatiousness and the detail of how they dress. Much like today, Egyptian civilization was very stratified, and most of the depictions that you see are of the upper and royal classes. So this is a photo of what the everyday Egyptian looked like, and is also a depiction of the family structure. All right, so now you've heard the story, you've learned some info about ancient Egyptians, and you viewed a bunch of pictures. Move on to the next part of the lecture.